coming and it's going to be perfect, or as close as perfect as anything can be. But you've got certainly a very, very good year coming your way next year, Christine. And 2023 was a sort-out year for you. It was where you had to sort of be decisive. It was like when something had to end or be completed, you had to get the knife and give it the chop. And you did that and you did it well. Have you been experiencing some very strong dreams recently, Christine?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did a race on Saturday, and 1/3 into the race, I was completely, emptied. And I felt like as though somebody took my energy.
Right. Okay. Well, they may have taken your energy. I can't really sort of say yes or no to that. But, if that's what your instincts are telling you, then you've got to listen to that. If that's what your gut told you, then that's the right answer. But I'm getting some very strong dreams of a night. Now, it's sort of like one of those things that, if it's really strong and it disturbs you, get up and write down the headlines of it and then go back to sleep, because I want you to sort of try and elaborate on that in the morning and write the rest of the details down, because some of these dreams are going to seem confusing, but they're very powerful. But what they're doing is starting to help you see some of the key steps for the future. But they might be disguised. It might be you've got a pink cat with a purple bow. Well, there's no such thing as a pink cat and a purple bow, but the pink will mean something, the bow will mean something, and so will with the purple. So it's like sort of breaking it down into manageable pieces and then seeing where other things will fit in around that over time. But I know you're on the right path. I know you're getting stronger psychically by the day, and next year's going to be an amazing year for you. So I hope that sort of helped you understand, what's been going on and the reasons why that friendship had to come to an end, because it wasn't pleasant towards the end, was it? It was just, she certainly wasn't as she perceived to be, that's for sure. But anyway, Christine, you're on the right track now, so I hope that's helped you with where you need to be going for the future. It's really, really interesting. We've finished talking with Christine in California now, and I just want to sort of elaborate a little bit. A lot of people are going through loads and loads of changes around the world at the moment. People are sort of starting to find that they're dreaming and they don't normally dream, and why is this happening to me, Amanda? We all dream every night. It's a matter of being able to consciously remember them, and most of us don't. So we need to be aware of that. We need to sort of take a pen and pad to bed and sort of a flashlight of some kind and sort of just jot things down so that we can remember them. So it's as we head into the holiday season, it's always a very, very busy time of the year. And this week I want to pay respects to one of the world's greatest singer-songwriters who left us at a very tender age of 28. And I know a lot of people will know who I'm talking about. And it was a very sad time for the world, and he has the most popular grave on the planet, I think, that people go and visit in Paris. And I'm talking about Jim Morrison. His birthday is on the 8th this week. Lots of amazing people were born on the 8th, including my son. And I just think it's important that we pay homage to him. He did have a Christmas song out that I was going to leave you with, but when I went to YouTube, it was only promoting the song, which was called Light Up My Christmas. So, if you can find a version of that, you're better than I am. So this week I'm going to leave you with one of my ultimate favourite Christmas carols from somebody that I feature quite often on the show, and he's no longer with us either. I'm sure the two of them have crossed paths in heaven, making some rock and roll magic together, along with a few other people I can think of up there, John Lennon and a few others, and George Harrison, to just name a few, is David Cassidy's beautiful Christmas song called My Christmas Card to You. It's probably one of my favourite carols. It's not a well-known carol. It's back from the days of the Partridge Family, but it's got the most beautiful words. And I think it sort of epitomises what Christmas is really about, that, should be about the joy, about sharing time with loved ones, not necessarily about the presents, but about getting together and being kind and peace on earth and really looking out for our fellow man. I mean, look, there's just so many beautiful Christmas carols that have been written over the years, and there's so many to play, and everybody's done a version of something or other, from Mariah Carey through to John Lennon, Don't They Know It's Christmas. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And no matter who you like or what sort of Christmas carol you like, I mean, I think it's the time to get them out, put them on your device, sing loudly. None of us have got beautiful voices, but it doesn't matter at Christmas. You know, as long as we get the magic out there and we share the magic and uplift the energy around the world, just maybe we can stop this conflict over in the Middle East there, that, you know, that they could have something to look forward to at this very holy and very special time of the year. So until next week, enjoy David Cassidy with my Christmas card to you. And if you can find Light Up My Christmas by Jim Morrison, you're a better person than I am, and I know he would have done a beautiful version of that. It's actually to Riders on the Storm, but he just changed some of the words, but it's a beautiful rendition. But I only got to see the first couple of sentences of that song. So until next week, bye for now.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Maria Leggett's Medium Show with Maria Leggett. Maria Leggett. Live from MariaLeggett.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, ask1radio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Maria Leggett's Medium Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Reverend Maria Leggett, and I am coming to you live from Dayton, Ohio. I am super excited to be on here, as I am every Wednesday. Of course, I always say that. We are in this beautiful, wonderful dark shadow season. If you are in this hemisphere, if you are in the other hemisphere, it's nice and shiny and beautiful for you. But we are in shadow season, and because of it, we have lots of things that are coming up for us right now, lots of things that are reminding us of our past, things that are coming up, reminding us of past traumas and all kinds of different difficulties. So it's really important for us to be able to become very introspective in these moments. And I don't mean completely withdrawing. I just mean being able to look into yourself, look inside of yourself, what is happening. And if you see some patterns that are beginning to repeat in your life, it's going to become really important for you to start asking, what is the lesson for me to learn from this? Because there's always a lesson in the things that appear in our lives. And it's important for us to remember what those lessons are so that we can finally get to a place where they stop coming, especially if they're difficult lessons and they're hard for us. We don't always want those to continue. So it is important that we start looking at what our lesson is so that we can continue on our path of learning all the things that we are meant to learn on this wonderful soul contract that we agreed when we came down here on earth to incarnate. So with that being said, if you are in the Dayton area on Friday evening, December 8th, I am doing a live spirit hour at Temple of the Rebel Goddess in Dayton, Ohio. And it is only open to 10 people who want to come in and receive messages from their loved ones, from their spirit guides. Everybody gets like a 5 to 7 minute reading, which is why it's limited to 10 seats. If you also live in the Dayton area, I have a classroom that I've just opened in Centerville, Ohio. And in that classroom, I will be having a beautiful guided meditation sound bath on the last Friday of the month. If you live in Northern Kentucky, I will be at the Silver Wolf Treasures and Gifts in Erlanger, Kentucky, doing readings on December 14th and December 21st. And I'm excited to do that. I've never done readings there before, so I cannot wait to be there and do readings for the people who are there. It's amazing and fun. What else do I have coming up? If you would like to take digital online classes, you can go to my online temple, templeofthesacredcircle.org, and sign up for classes there. I have free classes and paid classes. With that being said, I would like to welcome Aneta to the show. Hi, Aneta. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How may I be of service to you this evening?
Well, my daughter passed away a year ago, and I would like to have a reading if possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so may I ask your daughter's name, please?
Juana Maria.
Juana Maria.
Yes.
All right, Juana Maria, your mother would like to speak to you. So I can, it's super interesting to me as she steps forward, I can see this beautiful, dark, super shiny hair. And I don't know if she had dark hair, but I see dark, shiny, beautiful hair. Does that make sense?
Yes, she was a dark blonde.
Okay.
Hair.
I just see this beautiful long hair, and it's so pretty. She
Yes.
is okay. She's talking to me about she says, Mama, it's never long enough. It was never long enough. And it's, in reference to not having enough time together, not being able to be together long enough, wanting more time than what the universe provided for you. And she puts her hand over her heart, and I can feel, I feel there's some discomfort for me right along the center of my chest. And she's talking to me about not being able to breathe appropriately. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And she says that she wants you to know, the most important thing for you to know is that she is okay on the other side, and she needs you to know that. She says that I am free and that I can move, I can breathe, I can do all the things that I need to know. And she shows it to me as though she's unencumbered. She keeps going up under my nose, so I don't know if she had to have oxygen under her nose or not. But she's just talking about having all of the things removed and being open and free. And she shows it to me as though she is a bird flying in the sky, and says that she comes to you in the form of birds because it's a way for her to show you that she is free. She has freedom, and that she can show up for you in the moments when you need her the most. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. What kind of bird?
It's interesting. I see it as it looks like a brown bird, but I literally want to say it's almost like it's a hawk because it's not little. It's like bigger, and it shows up like a hawk. And hawks to me are these powerful, wonderful raptors, and they are fiercely independent souls. And she's talking about being fiercely independent and not wanting to rely on other people around her. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And she says that this is a way for you to show that she has full freedom. What is that? Oh, my apologies. It is not a hawk. It is a golden eagle. So I don't know why that makes a difference, but she shows it to me as a golden eagle. So it's not a bald eagle where it's got the white head. It is the golden eagle that is more brown. But it's still being free and being able to rise up above, letting go of the discomforts of the body. Okay, thank you. Yes, I will. She would like to know if you have a question for her, please.
Yes, if there is anything else that we can do for her to make her feel better, or I don't know.
She says that you have done everything that you needed to do. She shows me the lighting of candles, and she shows me prayers. And she says that you have done everything that you needed to do to lift her soul up to where it needed to go to be released. Does that make sense?
Yes. Is she there with?
Who is she there with? She shows me that there is a female stepping forward, and we have a grandmother who is with her, so she is not alone. And she shows me that she says that there is an extended family, like I can see family backwards. So she's with a very strong maternal line of women who have very definite ideas about who they need to be and how they move through the world. And that her fierce independence comes from this really long line of independent women. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Who else are you with, love? She shows me a gentleman who is stepping forward and putting his arm around her waist and saying that they are family. The way that I see him is he has darker hair. I would say more of an olive colored complexion. I'm fairly white, so he's got darker skin than me. And he looks to be about 5'8", 5'9", so he's not real tall, but not short either. And he is thin and wearing pants with a belt around them.
I have many uncles and aunts that passed away, so I don't know exactly which one is the one that you are describing now.
Okay.
But I'm happy that she is with family.
She's definitely with family, and there's a lot of them. Like, it's a big extended family. He says that he worked with his hands, because I can see that there are like scars, or not scars, but calluses across his knuckles from working with his hands. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That's who shows me that's standing next to him. And they're showing up as a representation for everybody that's with her. But they want you to know that she is not alone and that they were all there to be with her in the moment that it was time for her to cross over. So they stepped in next to her, held her hand, and helped her to go to the other side and showed her the ropes. So she was never alone for a moment. And they said, that's important for you to know because you've been afraid. Is she alone? Is she lost? And they said, she absolutely is not. She is fine and wonderful. They've always had her from the moment she left her body.
Okay.
And she says that she appreciates you very much for doing all of the prayers and telling her how much you love her and supporting her throughout her life, because she says that you need to know you were the mom that I needed and that you did everything for me that you could. And I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate you tremendously.
Thank you. We love her too. We miss her dearly.
Oh, thank you so very much, Nathan, for being here. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I want to thank you to everyone who is here with me tonight watching. I appreciate all of you. If you want to find me on YouTube, go to Maria Leggett Medium and follow me, subscribe. And if you want to sign up for a reading and do a private one-to-one reading with me, you can go to the website down below, marialeggett.com. I look forward to reading and serving each and every one of you. I am so grateful and appreciative for this moment. Thank you so very much. Have an absolutely wonderful week, and I will see you in 7 days. Have a good one.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio. Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Live live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, everyone. Raylene Byrne, coming from down under, south in Australia, and it's so hot here. It's so hot. It's steamy. It's tropical. Beautiful. I love the heat. So here we are in this last few weeks of 2023, and what a year. A little message for everyone. It's been coming through in the last week. It's really about the whole done and dusted, 2023 done and dusted. So it really is important to take some reflective time, especially coming up around the new moon, which I think is the 12th of December. Around what it is you're opening up to and which backpack you're going to leave behind and not carry through with you. So it is a big energy coming into the end of the year. So I pulled a couple of cards before I came in, just for this week with heading into the new moon energy. So the first card that came out is setting your intentions. Funny about that, because that's what we do on new moons. Set our intentions and make them big and bold and expansive. So if you've got an intention for, let's say I would like to have all my bills paid, for example, by the middle of next year, then make it, I'd love to have all my bills paid by the middle of next year and quite a bit more so I can have a decent holiday. Like, make it bigger, make it bolder. Don't hold back. That's what I'm getting around this. And understanding that intentions are a sacred calling. It's a sacred focus. And letting go of it, once you set the intention and then step back, that beautiful energy of surrender and trust takes over. And we will achieve a lot more in our life with surrender and trust instead of forcing the issue. The second card that came out for this week of December is Medicine Power. This is really powerful, really, really powerful. This is saying you have the medicine within you. What do I talk about all the time? Medicine for your spirit. It's all within you. I'll come back to this. I've just got a call on the line. So we've got Matthew from Tennessee. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Matthew. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. How can I help, support, offer assistance? What can I help with?
Well, I can give you a few things that, so like physically, mentally, I've been going through a lot. The mental side is because of the physical side and, maybe some guidance in life. And it's just been rough for about 2 years now because of my physical attributes and stuff like that. So, just whatever you pick up on. And it don't even have to pertain to that, just anything.
Okay. So I'm sorry to hear that you're having, issues like that. On one hand, it's interesting that, we have these challenges to grow through. There's a lot of healing that comes when we start to look at those issues going on in our life and not what we've done to create it, but what we can do to improve. So it becomes a very deep journey of self-awareness. So I'm going to pull a card for you. First of all, I want to do, what do you need to surrender? Because I feel like often when we have an accumulation of physical and mental issues, even emotional issues, sometimes we're hanging on to something so strongly. And it's very, very difficult to let go. So we'll just see what does Matthew, inviting that surrender frequency through, what is it that Matthew could surrender up, surrender into, or surrender towards in this healing process that he is experiencing. Matthew, here we go. So the energy that's come up for you is surrender procrastination. So the words on this card, I'll just read the words, say, now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So often with when we have physical issues, mental and health issues, even emotional stuff, it's really important to listen to what's going on within. What do I need help with now? A really good process that I'll give you, and I'll come to another card in a minute, is for 1 to 2 minutes a day, just closing your eyes with yourself and saying, first question is, what does my physical body need from me today? Take a couple of breaths. What does my mental body need from me today? What does my emotional body need from me today? And what does my soul need from me today? So when we start to sit with that, it's amazing the little whispers that come through that may get you moving again towards maybe something different, trying something different, or changing a perspective around something that's going on for you right now that could elevate the energy. When we are struggling through things, when we're healing through things, when we're challenged by our physical body not doing what we'd like it to, for example, we have to really shift how we think about it, because if we keep going down the side of why is this happening, and is it ever going to finish, and we start all that sort of inner conversations, we're not getting a solution. We're just playing in a lower field. Now, for me, I believe, and I have believed in my whole life, that everything we need to know we already have within. We are the medicine that we need. But the medicine that we need needs to talk to us. It's got to come through us. We have to spend time with ourselves. One of the best places to connect in and get the inverted commas medicine, your own wisdom, your own whispers, is to spend time in nature. And sometimes if physically we can't get there, because there are people who are very housebound, they can't move around, watching beautiful documentaries on nature, listening to the nature sounds, close your eyes, that can be very uplifting, and your brain will start to think that you're actually there. And so it will start to work on a different level, because our brain waves do go into a different state when we're in nature, and it opens up and begins a healing process. So that's the first one. It's about changing some perceptions, and even a change in perception will get you moving in something, just getting some movement. The next one I want to pull for you is a beautiful forest energy. I've got this vision at the moment for being very earthed and grounded and very supported, being very supported. So I don't know if you have support around you. Oops, I'm dropping them everywhere here. But sometimes the healing process, we need support. We need to ask for help. And when we feel supported, we can tend to go through a different level of healing because we feel cared for. So I'm not sure if that's going on for you or not. If you aren't supported, you're going to have to ask for it. If you have got support, be grateful for it and let it really help. I just want to see what the forest energy has to say to you at the moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's wisdom again. It's tapping into your own inner wisdom. It's really dropping into yourself right now and asking those questions. What is it? What medicine within me needs to be recognised, understood? What's the next best thing for me right now in my healing journey? And with the support thing, I really feel calling in your higher self, calling in your guides, calling in your guardians, calling in any beings that you feel comfortable with, that you are connected to, nature spirits. Ask them, call them in, ask them, please come and help me with my healing. And see what starts to unravel. I just feel for you, Matthew, I'm just getting this really strong feeling right now for you about forgiveness. forgiving yourself, forgiving your body, forgiving your physicality, forgiving your ancestry, forgiving your history. There's something around forgiveness. So I've often shared this, and I'll give this to you, this beautiful practice is just closing your eyes, breathing to your heart, seeing yourself in front of you as you are right now, and in your heart saying to that part of you that's feeling unhealed or having issues, thank you for giving me this experience. I set me free. I set you free. And see that energy move a bit further away. What you're actually doing is you're saying, I'm grateful for this experience. And now I'm freeing myself because I've learnt and I'm ready to move forward now and have a better quality of life or a better way of being. So it's a really nice practice. I'm just getting there's something trapped in you that maybe you need to recognize. So does any of that make sense?
Yes, ma'am, it does. Quite a bit. Quite a bit, because this health issue has completely transformed me from who I am and what I recognize myself as being as a human. And it's really wrecked a lot of things in my life. And it's been very difficult. And it's going on 2 years. But yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you do the forgiveness thing I've just talked to you about, it's a very powerful letting go, because that's what forgiveness is. It's that I'm setting myself free of whatever's bound me. There's probably other things there too, but I just feel that's another little thing to do, because every time you do it, that energy of whatever is trapped moves further and further and further away. And all of a sudden, it's like you do feel I'm not triggered. It's not there. It's very good. It doesn't take too long, but it's a really good way of doing it. So thank you for calling in, and I hope that my words were helpful, and keep in touch. Let me know how you go. Good luck with all of that, and blessings and oodles of healing energy sent to you through the airwaves.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Bye. So everyone, where did I go? I've just lost my cards here. The last one I was talking about was Medicine for Your Spirit, which is the name of my medicine. You are Medicine Power. I'm all about medicine for your spirit. You have got it all. We just need to remember how to access it. And it's becoming a little bit easier and easier as we open more and more into the new energies of 2024. See you all next week. Bye for now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light, meaning howdy, strangers. It's been a long, long time, but here I am live tonight near the end of November in 2023, which I'm saying just for the record, because I must have missed about, 326 shows, right? You've been listening to repeat shows, which is nice. I mean, it's good to let the technology do the work for a little while, but I got to tell you, I've been so ill, and most of that time it took my voice away. It was a nasty, nasty, nasty flu that, gosh, it's been so long. I mean, I was going to describe what happened to me, but I think the best way I can describe what happened and how I felt when it happened is this. Yeah, because it came out of nowhere, and it just wiped me out. And that was probably sometime around September. But the worst part was when I was feeling better, I couldn't speak. And, of course, doing a show like this without being able to speak kind of misses the point. So even if I was still, even if I'd started doing video, which I keep threatening to do, and I honestly will, that I don't think I could have pulled it off without being able to speak. I'm shuffling up the cards here. A lot has happened while I was gone. I mean, a lot. For instance, I got into a war with Amazon. They did this to me once before. They discovered one of my products, which was the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, which sells quite regularly. I mean, it's a high-ticket item, but it's 10 books. And it's a wonderful set. It's a really good compilation of occult lore and wisdom. And every now and then, there's a problem with it. Like one time, somebody decided to sell my books for like $12, which is impossible. Because even if they bought them from me and resold them, they would be losing money on it. But no, there was just somebody who just felt like doing that. And that took a long time to fight at the beginning of the year. And then now what we've got is that they wanted to make sure that I was really selling what I said I was selling. And I said, of course I am. Why wouldn't I? I mean, what's the matter with you people? I said, look at the sales. It's one of the best-selling things out there is the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. And I am the only one who has a restored set to sell. Now, I'm not doing this right now as a sales pitch. It's just to show you that the last time we spoke, it was available through Amazon, and then all through this time till right now, it wasn't. And it just came back on a few days ago, about a week or so maybe ago, because I don't mess around with them anymore. I learned the secret, and the secret is to send messages directly to the CEO. And that's what I did. And they were, when you get to that level, they do help you. I mean, other than that, you get the same messages from people somewhere saying, we thank you for your patience while we look into this, and then nothing happens. But they were very good about restoring this, but they were slow. And they never did even apologize for what happened. But it's back for sale. That's the long way of saying that in the middle of all this, the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, it's always been for sale. It's still available directly through me. It's also available through the printing plant for less money, I might add. I mean, if I were doing it, if I were a customer, I wouldn't buy it that way. And not that I'm knocking Amazon, but you can get it for less by going right to the printing plant. And I charge less for it, and there's a 15% discount. Which you can get using a code word that I have there. Sometimes that code doesn't work. If you're ever going to buy a book from me at mojoacademy.org and you use the discount code and the discount doesn't work, just stop what you're doing with the sale and with the purchase and contact me, and I'll work something out, because they change those from time to time. They had one particular thing that I think will work. It used to work for every order, but now it works for your first order. Just welcome 15. That'll give you 15% off. And, we're coming up to bigger discounts too, but I'll let you all know about that. But I'm glad to be back because I was going nuts. I couldn't do private readings either because I couldn't talk. And I do those over the phone, and that's even harder to do when you can't talk. But, I had to, unfortunately, reject a lot of pleas for help and assistance and readings because I couldn't speak. So anyway, in the meantime, though, there have been a few new products some new things that I was able to get work done on and channel that energy. I'm nervous, by the way. You know, I haven't done this in so long that I'm actually nervous. So if I sound nervous, that's me. It's not you. It's not your imagination. We've got, let's see, I've got a wonderful 1918 book on jiu-jitsu. Yeah, believe it or not, that's there. I put up I think this was there before I got sick. Ironically enough, it's a book about psychic healing. You know? So you can check that out too at mojoacademy.org and see. Boy, if I ever needed a book about psychic healing, that was this last couple of months was the time. But I think, you know, knock on wood, as they say, I will probably be able to coast through to the end of the year. I wanted to come back today because I can speak. And I wanted to come back because I missed you all. I stayed in touch through Facebook, but that's not really the same, you know. I put up a few things like I have an offer, for instance. I've got a book about shaving, which, you know, that sounds kind of silly, but it's there, and I like the book a lot, and it's about how to shave with a straight razor, and not have all the garbage that you've got to go through with an old-fashioned straight razor. There is a new way that you can do it, and you don't need to use a strop. You don't need to use a whetstone. You don't need to do all the hassles. I mean, why would you want to bother shaving if you have to give so much more care to the razor than you do to yourself? That's my attitude. But so I have a system of shaving that is a good old-fashioned way to get a good shave that way. And I mention this because now until the end of the year, let's say, maybe even more, who knows, you order that book through the aforementioned Amazon, and I will include a free shaving soap, which is a $78 value. Well, actually, it's not, you know, I'm saying that because I'm giving it to you free, you know, but and the shaving soap's about $6, but there's an old joke about a guy who goes into a restaurant and he wants a piece of strawberry pie, and the guy says, "How much is your strawberry pie?" And he says, "It's $5. He says, $5? I can get a strawberry pie down the street for $3. He says, "Well, then go down the street and get it." He says, "Well, they're out of strawberry pie." He says, "Fine. When I'm out of strawberry pie, it's $3 too." So, well, the shaving soap is like $6.99, but since it's free, I'm going to tell you it's a $78 value. Why not? So, and it's a good shaving soap. I use it myself, believe it or not. My own product I use. My own Mojo Brothers shaving soap that we've devised. It comes in a nice little tin, a nice little container, and you know, take a look at that. Go to mojoacademy.org because this is that time of year, you know, that gift-giving time of year, and there's a compulsion to give people stuff, and I say give them stuff that'll last. Give them stuff they can use. Give a guy a book on how to shave, especially a young man. Give a really young guy who's just getting started in life. Show him how to do that, you know, and he'll be off to a good, well-groomed start to life, because there's nothing closer than a good old-fashioned shave, and you don't have to be afraid of it. I know people say, well, I tried it once and I cut myself up to pieces. I say, well, you weren't doing it right, because men have been doing this for centuries and haven't been cutting themselves to pieces. And I tell a story in the book about a man I had an encounter with that he got mad at me. He said, every time I shave with a straight razor, I cut myself in about 8 places. I said, well, obviously you're not doing it right. He said, what do you mean I'm not doing it right? You know, look at the state of the world, right? It's because people will argue and fight about anything. So, and we're just here to spread positive energy and joy and love and light and happiness through the tarot. So I'm glad to be back. I don't have much to say, which is kind of odd because usually when I miss a few shows, I can't shut up. But I don't want to push it this time. I want to get right to the readings because I haven't done it in a long time, and I have a very important question that I need to have answered, which is, do I still know what I'm doing? It's been so long. That's why I'm nervous. So we got the cards all shuffled up, and I'm going to ring a bell 3 times to declare sacred space. You see, I only babbled for 10 minutes. That's a record here, too. You know, just that's a quick shot for me. So let's ring that bell. We're now in sacred space, and which means no commercials. And I will pull back the curtain on the magical window, and we will go to our first caller all the way out west in San Jose, California, for Meha. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm glad to be here. I guess I missed like 2 months worth of shows because I thought I was going to die, but I'm not ready for that yet. So it's so I'm glad.
Right before the holiday.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to be here. I'll tell you that. It's I'm happy to be here and talk to you. So what can I do for you? What can I look at for you?
I want to ask about my job, any new job or anything you can say.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm seeing. This is fascinating. What I've got here. The first card I have is the Devil card, and that is usually a person. Now, this is not about Satan and evil and things like that. It's a deeper thing actually than that, and it shows people chained to a block with a rather nasty-looking demon there, but that's just pictorial. That's not literal. It means that somebody who's kind of you're not doing what you want to do, but you feel that you can't move. You feel stuck. Is that about it?
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck because I lost my. My whole group got fired. Then I got laid off, and then this is probably the worst time of being unemployed. Everyone is on hiring. Everyone is on hiring freeze, etc. So I'm kind of stuck.
And I keep hearing in the news about there are so many jobs available, but what kind of jobs are they? It's not what they're like part-time. Well, you're right. It's a very bad time for this. But let me tell you something. This is part of a plan here. That I know that sounds weird, but there's things coming your way. There's really good things coming your way. The next card is an indication that where you are now and what's happening now is the beginning of something new in your life. One phase of your life is ending and another one is beginning. Okay? I'll tell you why. I'm very clear about phrasing it that way because if I don't, it can startle people because the card I have is the Death card. It doesn't mean you're going to die. Let's get that out of the way. What it means is that one part of your life is coming to an end and another is beginning. Now, these times of transition can be stressful. There's no doubt about it. It can be the best thing that happens to you, but it's stressful, right? So,
Yeah.
But the next card is the Ten of Cups, which is complete happiness and joy. So what the first thing I'm seeing in the cards is the overall picture is that you had felt pretty much trapped and stuck with where you were. It was a lucrative thing, too, because the thing about the chains that are on the people in the card of the Devil are chains that bind them to something that can be very lucrative. And you can get lost in that. It's almost like, a very charming person comes along and they can sweep you off your feet. But, just you can get things and you can go places, but it may not be what you want. But that's going to change because you're entering a new phase in your life, and that the Ten of Cups tells me that is going to be a time of great happiness and joy. Now, how do you get there?
Do you have any timeline or something like that?
Yeah, it's happening now. Okay, that's the first part. The second thing is the Seven of Cups is here. Now, a lot of people don't like that card. I like that card a lot. That's a card. A lot of people say it's somebody who builds castles in the sky. Okay, to me, it's a card of a person with an active imagination who can see new options and can see things, and that tells me that you have a very good imagination and you can visualize what you want and see what it is and get it. You just haven't settled on it yet, have you?
No. I'm still trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, that's the Seven of Cups. If you look at that card, you'll see that there's a person who's looking at 7 different cups, and there's all kinds of things in each cup. It's sometimes it's a person who has too many ideas, they say, but I don't think you can have too many ideas, because that's better than having no ideas. So you're going to pick one. You're going to settle. You will. You definitely will. Now, the 9 of coins is here, and that is an excellent card for you also, because it means, first of all, it refers to money, and in a very positive way. And it means that you're the kind of person who can be alone and be at one with yourself. You know, you don't need to be around people all the time. You don't need the outside influences. And that's very important, because as you enter a new phase in your life, people are going to start falling away, and there's some people who you're going to lose contact with, because they won't understand that you're changing. Now, the 8 of rods is here, and that says that what's coming is coming very soon. So that's very good too. Now, let me tell you what I've got here. It's got the Knight of Cups. The Knights are the beginnings of things. The Cups are emotional, the heart. You're entering a period, because you have the 10 of Cups here too. You're entering a period of where emotional fulfillment is going to take precedence. You're going to do. You'll do all right work-wise. You'll do okay with money. There's because of the 9 of coins. But the primary concern, and the thing that you're going to be really working toward, is emotional stability and happiness. And you'll find it. Okay, that's so. You'll get offers. You'll don't panic, because it is a tough time, but you're very well situated here, according to this. You're at a point of flux in your life where you're moving away from what you don't like to what you do like, and that can be like I said, that can be painful. So hang in there, okay? Because the outcome of all this is good. Here, like 10 of coins is again money. 10 of coins, and that's that's money is coming your way. You'll be working and you'll be making money. Okay?
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
Listen, I see it here. And in fact, this card that I just pulled one more card for you. It's the 6 of Swords. That literally describes what I just mentioned, which is a person who gets from here to there using her own willpower and her own strength. So you'll do it. You have a lot of good ideas. Go with those. And realize that what you're suffering through now is almost like shedding your skin, that because there's a new you on the way, and you're going to like that new you. I guarantee it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye now. And let's shuffle up the cards. I got a feeling that she didn't quite believe me, but that's a very good reading. And whether you believe it or not, good stuff is coming. Is my message. It is going to be coming. It's on the way here. Once again, you're listening to Reverend Elliott's Magical Window, where we look through the magical window of the tarot. We're on every 6 months for about 20 minutes. Which theoretically, I'm here every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific, where we look through the tarot. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of new stuff cooking over at mojoacademy.org, where you will find a book there that will change your life. That's how I like to put it. Evelyn in Tupelo, Mississippi is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliott.
Yes, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm going to grab
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to grab a quick drink of water here for a second.
Okay.
I have not been. I haven't done this in a few months, so I've lost my rhythm, and now my mouth dried out on me. But it's all better now. So, Evelyn, what can I look at for you?
Engaged, seeing how things will pan out.
How things are in your engagement?
Yes.
Have you set a date yet?
No, we haven't.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's shuffle them once more. And cut the card. Well, okay, the first thing I've got here is the 4 of Swords, which is a card that is about taking a bit of a break. Things are settled down, nothing much happening. The 8 of Cups is an interesting card in this regard, because cups are about romance, emotion, love, and you're The Eight of Cards, the Eight of Cups in this card is where you're going towards something that's good for you. You're heading in the right direction. You're heading towards something. You left something that wasn't good for you, and now you've got something that's good for you. So that's worth knowing. The Knight of Cups is here, which is a card again about romance and growth and the unfolding and the growth of a romance. The World is here, which is a card of assured success. So it's looking good, but it seems to still be in the formative stages. How long have you been together?
Since 2020.
So a couple of, well, the 2020s, these are 3 rough years, right? You know,
Yeah.
So congratulations for getting through it, because, the world fell apart for a lot of people in 2020. It was, no need to tell you what happened. You were there. It happened to all of us. But it seems to me that you're going to come out of this okay. Here's another one, is the Three of Rods, like with the Four of Swords. It's just what you want isn't ready yet. So you just got to give it a little more time, according to these cards. That's why I asked how long it's been.
I've been, feeling kind of strange about the situation, not knowing, if they're fully committed to it or what have you. So.
Well, there's nothing here that's negative. Let me put it that way. Okay, at least that's good. That's a good sign. What there is here is that it's kind of it needs to take a little more time to grow. I know after a few years that's how much more time do you need? But these things are very different for everybody. And let me ask you this. This is just a question because of what I'm seeing in the cards. Is this like a long distance relationship?
No.
Okay,
I relocated to.
Oh, you moved.
Okay. We're living in the same place now.
Oh, so it started out as a long distance thing.
Yeah.
Okay, because I see that. That's why I wanted to know if that's still going on. But that's good, because what the cards are giving me a sense of motion, that it's still moving forward. And you how long have you moved? When did you relocate?
I relocated in 2020.
Oh, okay. So then it should be moving along pretty well. But I have here like the Ten of Cups. That's a card of great happiness and joy. I'm not seeing anything wrong. I'm just seeing that for some reason it still requires a little more time to ripen. Okay, now that doesn't mean you have to sit back and be passive. I mean, there's things you can do. If you want to move it along, obviously, there are things that you could do. There's also magical things that you could do. If you're interested, you could drop me a line and I'll be happy to show you a few things. No charge, of course. I can just show you a few things you can do that is simple. And it's because I shy away from, quote, like love spells. But since you're all, because that's like black magic, even though it sounds nice to say, make this person love me. But because you've all been together for 3 years and you're in something now. If you want something you want to think about, maybe you want to do a little something mystical to kind of move it along and help it a little bit in the direction in which it's already heading, which is different. Let me know. I'd be happy to do it. You can contact me through Ask One Radio, or my email is asktarot@earthlink.net. And just Google Reverend Elliott's Magical Window. I'm the easiest guy in the world to find. And like I said, if you want to do that, I'll be happy to do that. And, no charge at all. I'd say that because I know that I hate to knock other people, but I'm not going to. But there are people who will do something and say, I can help you move that along, and then they tell you it's like $500 or something. But this is an offer that's free, because what I'd be sharing with you is common folklore. And I'm not charging for that. That's mean. It's not.
All right, I really appreciate that.
So if you want to, I'll be happy to do that. But, especially, in Mississippi, there's a lot of root workers. There's a lot of people who can show you what to do. You know that. You know the type of people I mean. Let's take another look at a card here for you. Let's see what we got here. And here's the magician. That's a person who can bring spiritual power down to earth here and use it. I just think that it's not ripe yet. That's all I'm saying. I'm not seeing anything that says I got to tell you to get out of there. I'm not seeing anything bad. I'm seeing a nice, pleasant thing here, but it needs to grow a little bit more before the next step. And that's where you are right now. So I just shuffled the cards, and here it is again, which is the Four of Swords, which is about taking a break and waiting for things to develop. So I know that it's not the nicest period of time to wait and wait. So if you, like I said, if you want to, if you want to do something a little spiritual to nudge it along, I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
And I will light a candle, a white candle after the show to send positive energy towards the both of you. How's that?
All right. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Bye-bye now.
All right. Bye.
And we'll shuffle them up. And yeah, there's a lot of this. I want to talk about that sometime. It's in. I think I'm pretty sure I have that. I write that up in my book. Reverend Elliot Explains It All. Isn't that a wonderful title? It's so modest. That there's over the years I've been getting these things. I'll tell you a story. This will lead into it. It's the same thing. I've been getting people asking me, "Can you make this person or that person fall in love with me?" And that's dangerously close to black magic, because that's imposing your will on somebody else. If you go to my site, not Mojo Brothers, which is mojoacademy.org, if you go to magic-works.com, and you'll see something there for love spells. Mostly saying don't, But there's a story there, which was there was a very successful businesswoman that my wife and I knew, an international fashion businesswoman, and she had this fiance who just wouldn't get off the ball. She kept waiting for that proposal, and it just didn't come. And she asked me if I could do something to kind of like inch it along, So, like again, I said, it's not a matter of it wasn't this black magic kind of make him love me, because they'd been together, and when she went back to Paris, and when she came to New York again, I had a special oil made for her. The details of which I won't go into, but let's just say it served her need. And she used it, and the next day, the guy proposed to her. And it scared her. Now she got what she wanted, and she didn't want it, see? And that's why it's always, you always got to be careful, because sometimes the worst thing you can do is get what you want, right? We've all seen that. So when people come to me and they say, there's this guy who's not paying attention to me, or there's this woman, I really love her, and she doesn't pay attention to me. Can you do something to make her want me? Well, I could, but you wouldn't like it. But the thing I tell them is, how about this? How about I show you something you can do so that you can send out into the world the message, I would like somebody who is looking for somebody like me to find me. And there you go. You see, you haven't crossed any lines there. And that's the way it goes. It's and besides, isn't that a bit of a blow to the ego to think that you could only get somebody interested in you by casting a spell? I mean, yeesh. That's kind of like, that's a little self-defeating there. Sherry in Battle Creek, Michigan is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight, Sherry?
Well, I'm good.
Good. Glad to hear it. What can I look at for you?
Okay, I don't know if this is up your alley or not, but I have a younger brother that we have not seen or heard from the last 15 years. So I was wondering if you tell me if he's still alive or not.
Okay, yeah, that's. I'll take a look. I'll take a shot at it. That's not the strangest.
I'm 71, so I'm too old for about stuff.
Well, you never know,
Right.
let's see now. Let's see what I can get, if I can get anything here about that.
Right.
If he's still out there. Not very interesting, is it, just listening to me shuffle cards? But I'm looking, you know.
Oh, no, I was listening to it earlier, and you're very interesting. I think I have to look your website up.
Okay, I'm not getting very positive answers here to that. I mean, I'm getting dark cards with clouds on them and people lying in the dirt face down with knives in their back, and pictures of angels, heavenly stuff, you know. It's
Right.
the high priestess, which is about communicating with people on the other side. So I'm not getting any indication that he's still here.
Right. What's weird is my mother, I have a very dysfunctional family, but my mother and father split up back in the 80s. And I asked my dad, I said, what happened? And she kind of had some mental illness going on. He goes, oh, she met another man and left with him. Well, I did some research and found out that she was hit by a hit-and-run driver in California. Yeah, about 6 years later after that. And I was trying to search for her. And finally, a lot of researching, I got the birth death certificate and everything and found out what really happened. And then the same thing with my brother. I've been trying to find him the same way, and nothing comes up.
Yeah, like I said, I'm getting messages of here that are not very positive in that regard. I'll tell you a funny thing, though, about researching. While I was sick, because I didn't do this show for a few months and I had a really bad flu.
Right.
I did some researching in my family and in my wife's family, and I discovered the darndest thing, which was that when you go back to our great-grandparents, I mean, here we met here in New York City. Okay, we met here in New York. And when you trace the roots of my family on my mother's side and her family on her father's side, you go back to great-great-grandparents, they lived in the same county in Europe, in the same part of Germany, and where Poland and Germany kind of mix. They lived in the same area, our great-great-grandparents. Is that not weird?
Right.
You know, so
weird. I know, it's weird. Like, I thought when my mother had passed that she would, because I believe in, you know, life after, and they try and contact you on this and that. I thought maybe that I would get some contact from her, but I didn't. It was years later that I found out what really happened to her. So then, same thing with my brother. I'm wondering, was he still alive? So there's nothing on him out anywhere, you know. Have
you tried Social Security death records?
I don't know a Social Security number. That's the problem.
You just need the name. If
really?
You can I haven't used it in a long time, but if you can find the Social Security records, the death index, all you need is the name. I found my parents there to make sure that.
Oh, wow.
Because there were conflicting stories about how and when my father died, and I was able to find it using just the Social Security thing. You know,
just go to Social Security online.
No, I don't think it's with the Social Security people, but it's called the Social Security Death Index, and I know some sites link to it, so you should be able to find it.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking about getting in contact with a medium, you know, people that contact with people on the other side.
Oh, well, you got some good people here at Ask One Radio who do that. I do that sort of because the tarot cards have been able to do it for me. It's not really me, but if you wanted to get to a medium, check out the lineup at Ask One Radio, and maybe you'll see somebody you might want to contact off the air. But like I said, I got bleak cards here. You know what I mean? I didn't get any cards that indicated somebody was alive and well. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So,
well, it's better to know one way or the other, you know.
Yeah. Well, if you look, my email, I mentioned this earlier, I'll do it again, or you can always hear this in the archives or find me through Ask One Radio. My email is asktarot, one word, asktarot@earthlink.net. And drop me a line if you have a problem. Asktarot at earthlink.net. I see it's a nice old, I've been doing this so long, I have an Earthlink email address. If you if you have a if you hit a wall and you can't get and find the Social Security death index, let me know and I'll see what I can dig up and I can get back to you. Okay?
Right.
So
yeah, you're very interesting. I've been listening to you, and
oh, thanks.
I thought, well, maybe I can find something out one way or the other. But most people want love or this or that, money or whatever, you know.
Power too, right? Yeah.
I don't know about power, but
I used to get people call, not on the air, but they would call me and say, "Look, there's somebody I want to have killed." I say, "No,
no,
I'm not Lepke here. I'm not Murder Incorporated, you know." I write about that
like
too
you were saying,
on my website.
There's a lot of people out there that say, "Oh, there's a curse in your family. Give me $500."
Yeah,
or,
yeah. Oh, you know the
someone's done this to you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a big racket. I used to live in Vegas. It's a big racket, you know?
Yeah, because it's
and there's
astounding.
people like you and other people that, you know, like you see, you right, you know, light a candle or, you know, stuff like that, you know, tell people. I've been
reading cards since the 1980s, and I've only once come across a reading that told me that somebody had a curse going there. And
really?
And no, I did not charge, you know, because there are some people, there are some readers I'm familiar with who, like every third person they talk to has a curse, you know, and of course they have a cure.
Right.
So, you know, we frown on that.
Something in your past, you got to clear your past karma. Oh, $500 and you know.
Yeah, it's amazing what $500 will cure, right? You know?
Yeah. That's true. But anyway, I got you lined. Do you see if I have any financial
money? You know, if I'm
gonna get my finances better.
The moment you said that, the card that I had in my hand was the Two of Coins. Two of Coins is about juggling money. It's about balancing money. It's about credit. It's about trying to make ends meet. The Five of Coins, the Five of Coins is very bad. That's not this one. The Four of Coins is here. That's a person who knows how to stretch a dollar, knows how to hang on to the money and be good about it. So what I see here, there's the Eight of Coins. That's telling me that there's potential for money coming your way. But money is tight, but it looks like you know how to handle it, and you'll be okay. All right?
All right. Yeah, I just robbed Peter to pay Paul right now.
Yeah, that's the Two of Coins. That's exactly it. Juggling, right? We've all been there. I'll tell you. I got to run. I got to take another call, but you be sure to drop me a line if you need help with that Social Security death index thing. Okay, it's a cheerful name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why can't they come up with a better name? You know, we give them billions and billions in tax money. They could come up with a better name than death index. Sure. You know, so let me know. Right. Okay. Nice talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Bye now. Let's shuffle them up. Colleen in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We'll go right to you. How you doing, Colleen?
I'm great, Elliot. How about you?
I'm doing much better than I thought I would. I haven't done this in so long. I got a little nervous, but I'm having a great time. What can I look at for you?
Oh, I was just wondering, like, what do you see for me, like, in the next 6 months? Like, would I be able to still afford where I'm at, or am I going to meet my life partner, and how, or who he is, or whatever?
Okay, let's see. And you know something, you reminded me of something, and an announcement I want to make later. I had a really nice announcement laid up for all the listeners here, and I completely forgot it. You know, but you reminded me. So by saying 6 months, I'll do it at the end of the show. Let's see what we got here. You want to see in the state of romance, that kind of thing?
Sure.
Okay, let's see what we have here. Well, something's coming because I've got the Page of Cups here. Cups are about romance and emotion and the heart. And the pages are about something that's new, that appears new. You know, it's not theoretical. Like the night is maybe something is about to arise, but the pages are real. So that's here. The Four of Cups is here. Oh, these cards like you, because you ask me about that, and I get cup cards. Four of Cups is one of my favorite cards in this context, because it's about somebody is interested in you. Someone around you is interested in you, but just hasn't made it known.
Oh.
Because the symbology of the card is a person looking at three cups and doesn't see that there's a cloud right next to that person. And from the cloud, a hand is issuing forth, holding another cup, offering that. But you'll see that at some point. But keep an eye out on that. Maybe there's somebody who acts, you'll notice that somebody you may have known for a while acts a little different now around you. Something like that, because it's somebody you know, and it's somebody around you. Have you recently been in a relationship that didn't quite work?
Yeah, a couple of them in the last 6 months, I'd say.
Okay, because that's, listen, you know, that's better than not trying, right? I asked you that because I got the Five of Cups. They see it's all cup cards here, so the cards are really responding to your question. The Five of Cups is about a partial loss. With the Five of Cups means that the person is looking at three spilled cups and doesn't see that right behind her there are two full cups, which means there's other opportunities. It's not as bad as you thought it was, but right now you're still feeling the loss from the other things that didn't quite work out. But that's going to pass. That will pass. The Two of Cups is here. Again, cups. Look at that. There are three more cards here, and they're cups. The Two of Cups is about literally means a new relationship in the old way of reading cards. That there's a new one coming. The Ace of Cups. Remember I said the Page of Cups means that it's here, it's real, and that the aces are theoretical. The aces say that it's a potential. So you have the potential and the reality here. So this is definitely a loaded reading here, saying that there is. Here's another cup card. This is astounding. Three of Cups generally means that you're going to meet somebody through your friends, but there's somebody out there now who's interested but is a little shy. So here's the thing. This is coming. This is happening now. This is on the way. There's a new relationship coming. That's the Two of Cups. This says that. The Three of Cups tells me it's going to come through friends. The Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups tells me that it's really just about here already. This is not cups now, but it's a major card. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It means the situation you're in now is going to change, and it's going to change for the better. Because they're happy cards after that. The Knight of Cups, you see, that's somebody coming into your life again. New, though, the Knights, it's going to be tempestuous. It's going to be an exciting relationship, and it's going to go up and down, and you know what I mean. It's the kind of thing. It'll be very vibrant. Let's put it that. You know, not that it's nuts, but it's vibrant. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards here, and 7 of them are cups. So yes, it's definitely coming your way. So
okay, cool.
Just, be prepared for it. The thing is, you'll know that it's getting closer when you start feeling less the effects of the relationships that didn't work out. You know, when that starts fading away, then you're getting closer to this. But it is coming. It's definite. I mean, you can't get 7 out of 8 cards all being cups without it being real. So hang in there, because something really nice and new is on the way to you.
Is there any way to know, like, about the person?
Well, let's see.
Like clues or?
Well, let's see. Oh gosh, I got the Knight of Cups again. Yeah, you know, this is odd because there are aces here. I've got aces. Aces mean new beginnings, right? The beginning, ace. Okay, I have the Ace of Coins, the Ace of Rods, and the Ace of Cups. So I'm seeing a well-balanced person who can open up doors for you, who is maybe in the business world and has a pretty decent income and is emotionally well-balanced. Now, I don't know if there's but maybe 12 men in the world who fit that description, right? But hearing my women friends talk, I don't know. But that's that's what I'm seeing here, and they're all aces, which is good because that's even colloquial, like, hey, it's aces with me. This is good. That means a lot of new things are coming your way. With this relationship is going to open up work opportunities. It's going to open up money opportunities. It's going to be good for you emotionally. It's looking really good. But there's a strong possibility that this is going to be a person of business. Oh, look at that. The 6 of coins. That's a person handing out money. It's a philanthropist. I think you're going to do well here emotionally and materially and financially, and career-wise. I think it's going to be very good. So keep an eye out for something like, in other words, if a real loser shows up, that's not him, okay?
Well, I thought I had found him a couple of times recently, but they just can't commit.
No, that's a problem, because people ask me. Look, I had a marriage that lasted 1 year, 4 months, and 10 days. Okay, but who's counting, right? And this particular marriage that I'm in now, it's like 39 years. Awesome. And of course, the question that I get asked all the time is, what is the secret to having a marriage that lasts almost 40 years? And I say lack of curiosity, but you work things out, you grow together. But I shuffle them up again. The big card that comes up is the Ace of Cups. That means this is the beginning of a really good time for you emotionally, okay?
Okay.
Sounds exciting to me. So let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear.
That would be a good change.
Okay. I've got to run. Bye-bye now.
Well, thank you so much, Elliot. God
My
bless.
pleasure. Bye. Let's squeeze in Rachel from Illinois. Hi, Rachel. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. I've got a couple of minutes left. I'm up against the clock. But what can I do for you? What can I look at?
I'm wondering if the business venture that I'm trying to start up is going in the right direction. Okay.
The Temperance card is here that says it's that means well balanced. The 3 of Cups is here. The traditional meaning of that card is the completion of a matter in plenty. So that's pretty good too. 7 of Coins shows a person with money coming in. The 7 of Rods is a person who can sweep away all obstacles, and rods are about career and work. It looks like you're going to do very well here. You had some hard times. The 10 of Swords tells me that those are over. Okay? So that's good too.
Thanks.
That's about it.
All righty. Well, that's just a little bit of confirmation that I needed. Keep going.
Yeah, sounds like good news to me. Let's see if I can find one more card. See, here's another one. The 3 of Rods. That's about business. That's you're waiting for the 3 of Rods in terms of business is about it shows a person looking at ships in the harbor, which means he's sending the ships off to do business, and they're going to come back laden with goods. You see, so the return is good. All these are positive cards, very positive.
Awesome.
I got a good feeling for this one. Okay, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Bye now. And hey, folks, that's it. I've just got a few minutes to go here because. Oh man, I hope I wasn't too abrupt with anyone, but my rhythm is off, But I have to tell you, because this guy, to mention to the caller that I forgot to mention something, and I'm going to mention it now. By gosh, like I said, I haven't been able to do readings for people because I was sick and I lost my voice for a lot of that, and then I had, believe me, it was a total car wreck, but. I'm back now, and I figure it this way. Let's say I missed half the shows that I usually do. So to make up for that, I'm knocking the price of my private readings in half. I'm serious about this, until the end of the year, maybe even longer, who knows. If you want to have a reading, and the end of the year is a good time to get a reading because you take a look at what's coming for the next year. But since I managed to only fulfill half of my obligations here, I want to cut everything in half. That's, well, I don't mean, I mean in terms of work. You know, I will. You go to magic-works.com, and on the homepage, you'll see something there about readings, right? And you'll see the cost of my readings, which is not high. I don't believe in gouging people for readings. It's pretty fair pricing, I believe. But I'm going to cut that in half. So whatever price you see there, cut it in half. Okay? That's a special for the Ask One Radio audience. And anybody else, actually, but I really want to, I definitely want to give that to you people because you were so patient waiting for me, and I missed you, and I want to do more readings, and the best way to do that is, since I missed half of the shows, oh gosh, and I was just sitting here so lonely. I missed half the shows. I'm going to cut the price of my readings in half. So that's a gift. And I say, let's do it, right? So if you've thought about maybe getting a reading, I know cash is tight these days, and I never let money get in the way anyhow. But if you thought about getting a reading with me and you'd like to do that, you could look at, I start out with a $10 reading, which is an email reading. That's now $5. See how that works? Man, that's the easy math, right? I love math when it's subtraction. A half-hour reading, a 15-minute reading, an hour reading, whatever the price there is, you just slash that in half. And you send me an email and said, like, this or that reading. And we'll do it for half the price. And you'll get twice the service then, see? Because I'll be so happy to hear from you. And I had cabin fever, folks. I mean, I was going wacky, sitting here with nothing but listening to the news, which I eventually gave up on because it's all the same stuff, so I can't do that. I like to have, this is one thing I don't want to do. I don't ever want to get into discussing political stuff and news here because we're fed up with that, aren't we? I am. I mean, it's all everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. It's replaced everything. It's replaced sports. It's the new kind of sports. So let's just make a deal here, which is I won't discuss that stuff. And I know that's what they say. Don't discuss it at the table. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. You don't want to discuss politics. Well, why not? But I'd say why not? Because that's all everybody's talking about. And have you noticed that we live in a world of everybody being an expert? Anybody who was in Congress for a year and a half and then quit is now an expert in the news. Oh, it's overbearing. So let's just stick to the things that are important in life, which is the metaphysical, which are the universal questions of why we're here, what we're doing here, what we can do to make things better for everybody, including ourselves, right? We want to make things better for us, don't we? And one of the things I think I can do to make things better and help make things better is to cut the price of my private readings in half. So go to magic-works.com. There's like 100 and something pages there of interesting stuff. There's movies there. There's things to read. There's all kinds of stuff there. But if you look at the chart that has the price of my readings, you just take a look at that and slash it in half. And don't be shy about claiming that because I'm offering it. So until next week, and I really got my fingers crossed, because I said that 4 months ago or something too. Until next week, just remember who you are is the universe's gift to you. Who you become is your gift back to the universe. Bye-bye now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Larkin Psychic Medium with Larkin. Live from larkinsreadings.wixsite.com/website.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Larkin Psychic Reading
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Awesome. Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so excited for this debut program tonight on Psychic Air. I thought this evening I would tell you guys a little bit about me and what we're going to talk about during this show each week, and even more about you and your own abilities to connect to the other side, to follow your intuition, to touch base with your loved ones, your animals, your family members that have crossed over, to find out who your angels and spirit guides are, to overcome stress and anxiety by learning to listen to your guides and your inner voice. I'm going to be answering all sorts of questions that have to do with before life, after life, the fact that there really is no death, we just transform. I'm going to take all of your questions having anything to do with anything metaphysical. So this is going to be a really fun time for us to share, and chances are the questions that you have, other people have as well. So tonight we're just going to start out with that intro. I want to give you all an idea of what you can do, how powerful you are, and what you can do to awaken these abilities within yourself. And not only that, why science and spirituality are actually not mutually exclusive. We're going to talk about that too, and how you can seek validation for the metaphysical experiences that you have and that you want to have. All right. So first of all, I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. You'll notice I am actually standing in a barn tonight. I'm also an animal communicator, and I actually spent my afternoon doing animal readings for people and for animals. So it's only fitting this evening I'm actually at the barn with my horses. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. I want to let you guys know a little bit about myself. I am a lifelong intuitive psychic medium. I am an animal communicator and a channel, and I work with angels, spirit guides, those who have crossed over, those which we like to call ghosts, but there actually isn't really such a thing as ghosts. We will also have an episode that focuses totally on what ghosts are and how they appear to us and what we can do about them. So you can get your questions ready for that as well. And here actually at the barn where I am, we have actually seen apparitions and spirits on this old property, as well as the wonderful animals that are here present. So at some point, I'll do a special episode for you guys on that as well. But here's the cool thing. All of these things that those of us that come to you with these programs can offer you, all of these things I share that I have done my whole life, you actually have the ability to do as well. And not everybody may have the same gifts and abilities, but if you focus on the strengths that you start with that are most natural and innate to you, you can actually expand, and you'll find that you have actually more intuitive abilities than you may believe. Believe it or not, intuition is the foundation for all psychic abilities. So if you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm not a medium, I'm not a psychic, I don't know how to talk to animals, but I am pretty intuitive. Well, then you're well on your way to whatever innate abilities you actually can expound on. So that's what this show is going to be about. This program is going to be about empowering you, giving you ways that you can validate the information. So for example, you think, oh gosh, my dog just passed away and I feel like I haven't heard from him. Or my grandmother just passed away and I was hoping I'd hear from her, but I haven't seen any signs from her. Well, the truth is that your loved ones, including your pets, do all try to reach you. They try to get through to you all the time. But the more you focus on it, the more you ask for signs and learn to recognize their presence, the more powerful their presence can become in your life. So what I encourage people to do is really look for validation in your everyday life. So I'm going to give you a couple tips so you all can get started on that this week if you want to. One of the things you can do, for example, this is exactly the example I did with my grandmother, even though she comes through and I talk to her all the time. If I want validation, I'll say something like, okay, Grandma, if you're really there, Nana, show me the numbers of your birthday. Show me organs, because she used to play the organ and the piano. Give me your name. Show me your name, because she had a very unique name. And sure enough, usually within 3 days or less, I will start seeing her unusual name pop up everywhere. I will see the numbers to her birthday, and I will see or hear organs, which is kind of cool because, organ music isn't necessarily a common thing. So if you want to test this out for yourself, what you want to do is find those things that your pet or your loved one associated with, or that you relate to them, and ask them for some of those specific signs. Okay? If you don't know what signs you want to ask for, just say, send me something specific. Make sure it hits me in the head. Keep repeating it. Make sure it's real clear, because I might not get it. Believe me, your loved ones, your pets and animals that you have loved that have crossed over, they hear everything you say. They know what you're thinking. They know what pain you're going through. They know what you're feeling. And this is not an invasion of your privacy. We'll cover that in another episode as well. They don't ever invade your private space or your private thoughts, but they can see things and sense things that we can't. So although it may be difficult for us to feel them on the upside and see them and hear them and smell them, or maybe it's not for you, it's very easy for them. Okay, they can always keep an eye on you and look after you. So if you have messages that you want to send to them, if you want them to know that you love them, that you're missing them, that you need their help, they are there. As soon as you think of them, they're present with you and they're trying to get through. So one of the things I want to really leave you and comfort you with this evening is the fact that just because your human senses are not to pick up on their presence, it doesn't mean they're not there. And that's really the start of your journey if you're having trouble sensing or picking up on your loved ones. Okay. The other question I get a lot, and we will cover this in its own episode, is do animals have souls? When they cross over, can they connect to us? Are they in heaven? Are they in an afterlife with our human loved ones? And the answer is yes, absolutely. They are souls. Everything is energy. All energy is conscious. And they have had a life with a mission, with a purpose, with connections they were supposed to make in this lifetime. And so when they cross over, they also want you to know, hey, I haven't gone anywhere. My form is transformed, but I am still present with you, just in a different dimension, in a different form. And so just like your human counterparts, they try to get through to you. You might feel a soft fur brush against your leg and think that you're making it up. You might hear their bark or smell their wet fur. You might think you see little paw prints or hear them walking across your floor. Okay? If you're unsure, if your cognitive mind is questioning these things, what you want to do is ask them for validation, and they will repeat it. So one of the things that is proof to you of your loved ones trying to get through is that signs are repeated, guys. They are repeated. So when you're getting messages from spirit, whether it be your angels or your spirit guides or your loved ones that have crossed over, they will repeat these messages for you. And they might try a little harder, but they will find a way to get through if you're open and if you're not trying too hard. You just want to be open, right? And allow it to be. So I want you guys to get your questions ready this week, jot them down, and next week we will start taking questions from people. We'll get into this a little more in depth. But for this week, I just encourage you to know that there is life before and after this one. Your loved ones are always with you on the other side. And you can talk to them, keep connecting with them, and ask them for validation, because they are certainly trying to get through to you. We only have about 25 seconds left. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. It was an honor to have you all listening from wherever you are in the world. I'm totally honored to be a new member here on Psychic Air. And I look forward to all of your questions. We're going to have a fun journey together. So I know I just got a few seconds left, so I wanted to round this up before we get cut off. But thank you guys all again so much for tuning in.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Soulfully Guided with Carmel Ann. Live from soulfullyguided.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soulfully Guided on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
So hello everyone and welcome to another week of Soulfully Guided. I am your host, Carmel Ann, and a big thank you to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV and our expert host. We have a guest appearing today who is Stephanie, your mini medium. So you should know her by her show. I'll let her introduce herself, and I am only me is experiencing technical difficulties hearing. So it's on my end. It shouldn't be on the replay. However, we are into episode 3 of the Gifted Children series. So basically, today is about Stephanie and Stephanie's experience because each person is unique. And we wanted to give some other show hosts and people the opportunity to say what it felt like for them as a gifted child. So Stephanie will be taking the show today. Hello and welcome.
Hi, hello. I'm so excited for today. It's been a week of just anxious, cannot wait. And I could just sit and listen to your accent, Carmel Ann. Just keep talking.
Thank you. Actually,
yeah,
I might have to because
I'll talk really loud. Oh, we're going to be great together. I love this. I love it. It's like the blind leading the blind tonight. It's all good. Oh, good.
And I loved your tech terminology entering into the show, anticipating that problems would happen.
I must be psychic. I mean, how did I know that was going to happen? Well, I'll just introduce myself really quick, and then you let me know where we're, guiding to where we're heading. So my name's Stephanie Cowan. I am from Utah in the States here. I have a show on A1R, as Carmel Ann mentioned, called Mini Medium. My husband actually gave me that name because I'm only 5 feet tall. And so love the name. And it is now my label and my branding and with everything. But I love it. I've been with A1R for a little over a year now and just so excited to come on your show. Absolutely. Honored, very honored, my friend. So thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I think, it's hard to express what we go through as children because we see gifts as adults as such a blessing and a good thing. But when we don't have the language to comprehend what we're going through as children, it's actually not. Well, for me, it made me feel weird, but I'm not sure other people's experiences and other children's experience. So I thought it would be really nice not to just be confined to my way and my experience as a child, but look at a broader spectrum because we all feel things differently and experience differently. And it's really nice. My goal of this series is to educate people, whether they're children or parents of children that feel that their children are gifted, because not everyone is spiritual and not everyone knows what to do. And I didn't know what to do when I hit it. And I just feel like we might be able to make a child's life or a parent's life or even someone that's curious just that little bit more pleasurable and give them a language and an understanding through our perspective of what they're going through.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I listened to your last week, your last week episode, and I just had to laugh. And are you wearing underwear today, Carmel Ann?
I know, it was such a big thing.
Love that. I laughed so hard, but in all, joking aside, it's true. It is where, I'll kind of just really quickly give kind of my quick backstory, if you will. But I was 7 when I really realized, I didn't realize at the age of 7, but 7 was when I had my first experience as far as when I can remember of connecting with my gifts or my abilities. And I didn't know that until I was in my early 20s when I went and saw a psychic medium, and she said, "Why are you not sharing your gifts? Why are you not, doing your soul's purpose?" And I thought she was crazy. I thought she told everybody that. So, I kind of, took it kind of, as, okay, maybe you're right, but I'm not sure. But as we were doing the reading, and she really guided me back to my younger years of growing up and having these abilities, these gifts. And I realized, it started at 7. So just kind of, and it's in my bio as well, but 7 was when I had actually seen my grandfather's apparition standing over my little brother's bassinet. My brother had just been born a few months prior. My grandpa had passed about maybe a year prior to that, but I saw him as if I'm looking at you, other than he was transparent. But I knew it was him. And, and then, I told my mom, bless her heart, my mom has passed, but she at the time just said, oh, it's just your imagination, because it was the first time of being at a funeral. And so I realized that, as I was growing up, through my elementary years, into my junior high, into high school, I never meshed with other kids. I just, and I everything I would see or hear or feel, I really thought others did as well. I didn't think it was anything different, and, it got to where probably my junior high days, where I was teased a lot. I had acne so bad, and, kids just weren't very kind. And, but I realized at that moment that I just had a different energy, right? I just vibrated at a different frequency, a different level. The other kids, maybe I just didn't mesh with them because they didn't understand me, or I didn't understand their energy, So my junior high days were very difficult. That was my most awkward years. But into my high school, I danced and I cheered. Imagine that. So, cheerleader through high school. And, as you grow up, and I feel like all generations have their cliques through high school, but I didn't fit in even with the popular kids. I just felt different, Then it got into my 20s, and that's really where I started to accept, my gifts. But I'll tell you, one thing that I am very passionate about, and I love that you're doing this, by the way, it's so important. And I tell, even when I do readings and I pick up on, a mom, and I'll say, oh my gosh, your son is very gifted. I can sense that he has these gifts. And I always say, please encourage and don't discourage. Encourage, his abilities, his gifts. Please don't tell your children that it's their imagination. Please don't tell them that they're crazy. I mean, that's one of the worst things I think you can do. But, encourage them, because usually about the age of about 4, that's really where a child's mind and imagination can be, in a sense, programmed to think differently. And so, as you know as well, Carmelan, children are very intuitive. They can see and feel spirit. But when the outside world influences their thinking, that's where these beautiful gifted souls lose those. They don't lose them, but they mute them, right? So it's so important. And, I know we're limited on time, but I want to say, growing up, I love that my daughter, my youngest, JC, she's 12. She is very gifted. And I'll tell you, she will walk up to people and say, did your uncle die? And I love it. And I will encourage it. And, so I think the moral of all of it really is that we are given these God-given gifts for a reason. And, if you discourage the child, or if you, try to program to think differently, they'll struggle with depression, anxiety, things like that. So, but yeah, I just love you're doing this, hon. I love it.
Thank you so much. And look, you're welcome to come back because you've said some really important things, and it's different perspectives and coming together on experiencing the same thing in different ways is detrimental to this show and the well-being of children. And we don't want to discourage parents at the same time or make them feel judged. It's a sense of support and awareness. We aren't experts at everything. So, if you'd like to, rather than put you on the spot, you're welcome to come back next week.
Absolutely. And I'll share more experiences.
I would love that. And to everyone, thank you for joining in. 15 minutes went so fast.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapana. Mary Shapana. Live from MaryVCircles.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Understanding Spirit
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit and A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. I hope you're all having a great week. Today, while we're waiting for a caller, I've decided to pull 3 healing cards for everybody. I want you to, if you got a moment, just kind of try to focus on whether you think you might connect with the first one, the second one, or the third one. And if it's relevant for you, take the message. If it's not, just hang on to it. It could come up for you in the future. The first one I have got is life's lessons, okay? When lessons keep constantly popping up for us and they're not getting resolved and they're coming to us in different forms, we're not learning the lesson. So the card that I drew for the first card today is if you are repeatedly having the same thing happening to you, ask for some guidance, ask your healing guides to explain to you why this keeps coming up. You'll get a feeling, the right person will come to you and give you some information that might be helpful for you. Once you work out what the lesson is and you can deal with it, that lesson will stop. All right. So you'll, many times people will say, I keep attracting the same kind of person into my love life. It's always toxic, whatever, where you have to sort of like see, okay, if you can identify that, you can make changes, you know, so, and work for the change to happen. Okay, so that's the first card. The second card is called True Love Can Never Really Be Lost. Okay, it's a great gift to be loved by anybody, and when we can love somebody with all of our heart unconditionally, you can never lose that. So whether, you know, if we have a great love, it can be an incredible bliss, you know, in our heart, that just the energy just keeps going on and on within us. However, if we lose that love, it can become the deepest sorrow, you know, that we've ever, you know, felt. However, you know, whether it can never be lost. So it can't be lost, not by time and not by death either. So it's, if you are struggling at the moment with any family or friends, if you have a heart connection with those people, you can, you know, reach out to them, see if you can work out any differences that, you know, you may be having. If you have lost a loved one and you are thinking now about times, you know, that maybe things were not said, or you said things that maybe you wish you hadn't, that's okay, all right? The love connection is still there. Spirit are very forgiving. They always see the bigger picture when they cross over. So never feel like there are any grudges or anything like that you need to be concerned about. Okay, the third card that I have pulled for you today is carry the torch for others to see and wake up the world, all right? We are constantly the teacher and the student at the same time, okay? You start to realize that you are having an awakening within yourself, a spiritual awakening. That is when you start to have more answers than questions, right? And people start coming to you and seek guidance for you. However, we can never really hold on to that ego to think that we know everything, because we will constantly evolve and continue learning until it's time for all of us to leave the physical. So if you have connected with the third card, keep doing what you're doing, meditate, seek guidance, seek help. If you're on a spiritual journey, reach out and help, share your light and the wisdom that you have, but always be open to learning more. Okay, all right, I've got a caller, so I'm going to continue with that now. I think I've got Hannah on the line. Hannah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How can I help you today?
I was just trying to see, like, what you've seen for me. Like, I've been going through a difficult time in my life recently, and it's just a lot of things been falling down on me, and my health and finance and family and just things. It's just not been going right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hannah, the finances I do see with you. Do you feel like your finances are kind of stuck at the moment, that you're not able to sort them out? Like you've gone a little bit of the way, but you've still got some way to go. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just hang about. I don't see that the delay is going to be very long. Okay. So the way I'm giving it, the way I'm being shown is if it's just like this much more, to go, like if you were at an 8, and you've got to go up till 10, that's kind of where you are, right? You're on a 7 and things are just going to start hitting the 8, and then it's just going to start coming and sorting itself out. So just try to be patient with that. I feel like you've just got to look within a little bit, try to meditate, and just try to just have, sometimes when we're stuck, it's not always a bad thing, because we can allow for things to kind of like sort themselves out, like in the universe and around, to accommodate what our needs are. But it does feel to us like we are stagnant. I do see that you do want to have some stability around your finances, but just try to, when you become anxious about stuff, I can see like heart palpitations with you. It's not an illness that I'm being shown. I'm just seeing it like anxiety. Does that make sense for you?
It does.
Okay, so I'm just being shown, just do breathing exercises when you're feeling like that. My guide had given me breathing exercises when I felt like that, and it was just breathing into the count of 3, holding the breath for the count of 4, and breathing out to the count of 6 until you calm down, okay, until you can settle yourself. I am also being directed to a relationship with you as well. Are you in a relationship at the moment?
It's complicated.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm trying to find the right words for this. Have there been any other people involved in your relationship? Like a third party?
Yes, my baby's father got out of prison, so.
Yeah. And has, sorry, what was that?
No, I was just saying that he got out of prison recently.
Okay. And, okay. I want to say to you that this is a relationship that you need to move on from. okay? And I feel that you know that, all right? But you're still hanging on for changes, all right, that I just don't feel are going to come for you. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm being shown, do you have somebody that you can talk to about all of this? Because I keep hearing you need a friend, you need a friend. Are you able to confide in somebody about all of this and just sort of let it out and help you to like unleash all your emotions and get them out?
Yeah, I have one friend.
Yeah, okay. I feel like this is the time, right, that you need to rely on that person, all right? Because I feel like that will be calming for you as well, like getting it out. So even if you're saying the same thing over and over again, this is what you need right now. But with this person, I feel like they're not committed to you. I feel like they keep their distance. While it might not be physical, it's emotional distance from you. They're always holding back. I feel like they're always making you guess where you stand with them. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay. That is not going to stop. I feel like I want to say this person is very much in their head and with their ego, right? But you are coming straight from your heart. And energetically, you are just not connecting. He's just not the right person for you. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to change him. Okay? Was there
my health, about my health, or like and my mom and my sister passed away, and I've been recently having a lot of dreams.
Yeah. Have you got a female in spirit that's like a grandmother who was like a mother to you?
Yes.
Okay, because this spirit has been with me even before the show started, and she was saying to me that she wanted you to just enjoy your life, to go out, dance, have a good time. It's the season for it. And she was saying to me, your problems will be waiting for you when you get home, all right? She wants you to separate yourself from this person, right? And her message was, she was kept saying to me, tick-tock, tick-tock, now is not the time to stop, and I just kept seeing divorce. So I don't know if you're married, but she certainly wants you to divorce and remove yourself from this person. All right. She's and I kept hearing the name Kylie. I don't know if the name is significant, and of a Kylie. Do you know anyone called Kylie?
No, Tyler.
Well, I'll leave it with you. It's hard to think of things on the spot. It could come up for you in the future, all right? But spirit and everything that I'm getting from my guides is for you to move on with your life, right? And get yourself back on track financially, potentially look at starting some studying, maybe even looking at a new career path. Just do things different for yourself.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapana. Mary Shapana. Live from Mary V Circles.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Path
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio tonight. I am Suzanne Marie with Psychic Paths, and I'm here to do a good reading. I hope that everyone is doing well. I hope that everyone is being kind and being loving, and I hope that everyone feels love. And I really hope that everyone is taking care of themselves this time of the season. I hope that you're getting plenty of rest and that you get to do what you want to do in order to make yourself happy. This is very important this time of year. We often, as givers, go and do our best to make everyone else happy, and we forget ourselves. So whether it's reading a good book or taking a walk or doing fishing or a special bath, please do it, because we can get very, very drained during the holiday season. So that's loving yourself. And you need to love yourself. You need to love yourself because you're important and you matter. And all the people that love you and care about you and need you, they want you to take care of yourself too. You can't do anything unless you, numero uno, gets taken care of and loved. So please take that time for yourself. There is a Nicole in Pennsylvania. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Doing well. I'm doing well. No cough this week. I'm getting rid of a cold and it's working. What can I do for you? What can I answer for you this week?
I was hoping to connect with a loved one.
Okay. Let me see if I can connect to your energy and then connect to them. Hang on one second.
Okay.
Let me see what Spirit says. So you have an older lady on the other side that comes through. She's very nosy. She must be like a grandmother. Let me see what else comes through. Two gentlemen have come through too. One is older, and it seems to be a very hard worker. He loved manual work, it seems. But he's very, very strong. His personality and very, very tough. So it feels like he came from the school of hard knocks. The other one seems kind of young. Teenage. Do any of those resonate?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sensing the older lady is like a grandmother, and she's just being nosy. The strong guy, he seems to be an uncle, feels like an uncle. I'd like to say a grandfather, but he's so tough. You know, it's like if he tells you to sit down, you sit down. You don't question him. And what I'm picking up is there's more youth. There's more youth that has passed.
You're saying the younger gentleman?
Yes. And he says that there's other children that have passed away too. So he's just letting me know that and feel that. I pick up, I'm talking to the teenage guy, and he says that he was reckless when he was alive. So I'm picking up that maybe he's passed by being reckless. He seems like a someone that always made people laugh. And maybe that's part of the kind of recklessness. He didn't care how he acted or anything to make an impression on people. Have you lost a child? Have you lost a small child?
No.
Or anyone near you? Because I do get that someone in your family had a child, like an infant, pass. So just there for you, because they come through when people are asking for the other side. Is your mom still alive? Because there's a younger woman than the older woman.
Yes, my mom is still living.
Okay. She's with your mother, but she's more like a friend, I think, that came through. So she says she passed away about 2 years ago. 3 years ago. And she's a friend of your mother's. And she loves makeup. She's wearing a lot of makeup. Do you resonate with the kid? Because I just love his energy. He's just like, a very positive attitude is what I'm picking up. Very relaxed, laid back kind of a person.
And you said he's a teenager?
Yeah, I'd say anywhere from 16 to 20, I would say.
It doesn't resonate with me.
Those are the ones that I'm picking up. You may not remember this, but he's telling me that a long time ago that there was an outdoor activity, and that's where you and him were. And it does seem like a Christmas situation. There's a red furniture or sleigh or barn, but it's outside, and it feels like it's in a rural place, is what he's saying. It feels like he passed away from a car accident. He was being very reckless with a car. And I'm picking up that he had passed away from that. Is there anyone specific you would like to say, get over here?
Yes, I would like to see if I could connect with, his name is Ryan.
Did he pass away recently?
Within the last year.
Okay. He has reluctance. I do feel a reluctance to come forward. His reluctance is sort of like he didn't get to do what he wanted to do, and it feels like he thinks that you'll be mad at him or angry with him. Or is that just his attitude that he doesn't want to try?
I'm not sure.
He feels very, very reluctant. And he seems to carry some kind of grudge. There's a grudge with him. I'm trying to pick up more, but I really can't. He's making it impossible.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You may try another reader, but I just feel like there's some kind of reluctance that he don't want to deal with. He don't want to deal with something that was here in this lifetime. And if you can tell me what that is, that would be helpful. But he's just like, no, And so that's what I get.
I'm actually not sure. I don't know.
Talk to him. You can talk to him in spirit tonight before you go to bed. Just start talking to him and tell him, when I want you to come forward, please come forward. I don't have any bad feelings or anything. Just come through when I ask you to. Okay? Talk to him.
Okay.
All right, honey. I am so sorry. You have a good night, and thank you for calling.
Thank you. You too.
Night. Thank you, everyone, for listening and for calling in. I'll see you next week.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Your Time to Shine on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this evening finds you well, whatever you are up to. And I hope that you are finding a little bit of holiday cheer in your day, your evenings, doing what it is that you love to do this time of year. We have Hanukkah coming up. I believe it's tomorrow. So starting out Hanukkah and just enjoying the celebration of friends and family, and however you take the season in, I hope it's wonderful. For me, I'm a little bit slow this year on getting my Christmas tree up. Usually I am the one that wants to have it up right after Thanksgiving and getting into the holiday spirit. And I've been just a little bit slow doing that this year. So hopefully this weekend I can get the interior decorated. Of course, my husband has the outside all decorated and has been excited about that. Usually that's just the opposite in our household. We do the interior first and then we worry about the lights on the exterior of the house. So doing it a little bit differently this year. Also, we've had, the full moon last week or so, and I think we're in Mercury retrograde again, lots going on in the cosmos, and it's been feeling just a little bit heavy. My sleep has been really interrupted with all of that, but the last day or so has just felt a little bit lighter, and even today, a little bit lighter. And so I thought, I wonder what's going on. So I went to Deborah Silverman Astrology. I don't know if you know who she is, but if you don't know who she is, highly recommend you go check out her YouTube channel and check out her website. She is a magical astrologer, and I follow her. She's just wonderful. And there is just a little bit of lightness yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And I'm feeling that. I'm like, wow, what's going on? Because I just feel a little bit lighter. Things feel a little bit different. And so there's a lot more air and fire. And so when you combine those two, you get all kinds of fun and craziness and laughter. And so hopefully tonight and tomorrow, you're going to be able to feel some of that silliness and the laughter and the lightness and take that all in, because it's so important, especially this time of year, to have a little bit of that lightness. Sometimes the holidays can come with some real heaviness for some. And so having this little bit is a real nice breath of fresh air. And so with that, I thought, maybe I should pick a card for everybody tonight. And so the card that I picked was Cupid. And Cupid, it's about not only loving others or having love in your life, but loving yourself, right? Taking care of you, loving yourself, and bringing in that love and that self-love, right? It's about honoring that piece of you and bringing in all of the goodness of that. So I just wanted to read just a bit what it said in the book. We send great waves of love into your heart and mind, awakening your love for life itself.
Your clear decision to accept and enjoy romance has triggered this awakening. Allow yourself to spontaneously celebrate love in all its glorious aspects. And other meanings, surrounding yourself with romantic beauty, such as roses and candles. And I can say, for one, this time of year, I love lighting all the candles because, of course, it's a lot darker, a lot earlier, staying darker longer. And so I love the ambiance of having candles in the house and the way that the light reflects into the house. And so to me, that gives me that feeling of enjoyment, of love and beauty. And so whenever I can, I love having the candles lit. And so whatever that is for you, I hope that you take this opportunity to provide yourself just a little extra love and light and a little bit of fun and giggleness with the energies that are playing out in the cosmos right now. So I hope that you are enjoying your day and your evening, whatever you are doing, and that it brings you much joy and much love. All right. We are going to head to the phone lines and we are going to take a caller. We've got Andrea in Staffordshire, England. Good evening, Andrea, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to call if I could.
So are you just looking for a general reading or are you looking for...
Yes, that'd be brilliant.
Just a general reading?
Would be brilliant.
Okay, perfect. Well, give me a minute here as I tune in. There'll be just a little bit of silence as I'm doing that, and then I will be right back with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Andrea, you have a lot of loved ones and guides on the other side, and they were all kind of stepping forward. One in particular, there was a gentleman coming through, and he's just wanting to just extend this really big hug to you, and let you know how much you are loved, how much. It's like he's saying, you just need this big hug right now. And he just wants to reach out and give that to you. He's also saying that, right now is a perfect time for you to shine your light bright. Even if maybe you don't feel like shining it, it's so important for you to do that right now because you're such a bright light. And you're such a help to others. And he's just wanting you to know that and to give you that clarity that what you're doing matters. Okay. It feels like there's been a lot that you've had on your shoulders. I feel like there's this weight sitting on top of my shoulders right now. And so it's even more important when you're going through a time like that, to know that you have support, that you have the support and the love and the guidance, not only from loved ones that have passed and your guides, but also the people that are around you. And so being able to lean on those people at this time to let them help you and give you the support that you're needing. Okay?
Thank you.
Does that make sense for you?
Yes, do thank you.
Okay. It also feels like there's been like this feeling of heaviness around you. Almost this feeling of like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not, maybe not giving enough. But this just feeling of not doing enough. And your guides are here to tell you, oh my gosh, you give 150%. And sometimes you just need to be able to take a breath and step back and say, you know what, I can't do any more. I can't give any more than what I'm doing right now. And be able to take a step back and be able to take that for yourself and give back to you.
Yeah, I understand.
Because they're saying if you don't do that, if you don't take a breath, take a step back and do something for you, whatever that looks like, right? It could be just taking a day off. It could be, you know, if someone says, oh, can you help me with, and you say, you know what, not today. Maybe I could do it tomorrow. I could do it next week. Right. But taking that break so you don't burn out. And that's what they're showing me. Like you're getting close to burnout. And they don't want you to get to that point.
Yeah.
Okay. And saying no. Yeah, saying no is okay, right? It's not a bad thing. So many of us want to make it a bad thing, including myself. I have a hard time saying no, but I'm learning. I'm learning more and more to say no. I have hit boundary. I have to take some time for me, right? And yeah, that's what they're asking you to do right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What they're saying is if you can take that step back and you can take that time for yourself and recharge yourself, you're going to be even more powerful, and not powerful in, you know, in an egotistical way, but more powerful and able to assist others and help others in what you're doing. Yeah. And you'll be able to accomplish a lot more. And they said it's not going to take much for you to be able to take, you know, to be able to recharge and then get back into the game. Because that's what makes you happy, right? Is staying in the game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hearing a song, the lyrics, please don't go. Are you doing some shifts and changes in your life, or are you contemplating leaving something or doing something, and someone is asking you not to go, not to leave? It feels like it could be around a job, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone's trying very hard to get you to stay where you're at.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I think this is where the burnout, they're showing me this is where the burnout is coming from.
Yeah.
So they're saying if you can take some time off, it will help you get a clearer mind as far as what it is that you need to do. Okay. it's getting away, it's stepping away from that situation so that you can get back far enough, because right now you are so in it that you're having a hard time getting that larger view of things. It's what I call the eagle or the hawk's view, where you're sitting up in the tree and you're looking down and you can see everything. You can see the entire countryside, right? Rather than having the view of the mouse who's just trying to sift through the blades of grass, okay? So if you can get some time and step back from it, you'll get a lot bigger perspective.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. They're not showing me whether you should stay, whether you should go. What they're saying right now, you need to sit with this and think about the options and look at it from the hawk's view, okay? Before you make any decisions.
I'll definitely do that.
Yeah. I just heard the words, no hasty decisions, okay? Make sure it's the ones that count, that if whatever your decision is, you can say, that was the right decision for me, okay? That's going to be the most important thing.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that that they are wanting to show or to tell you. They're kind of stepping back right now. So I don't know do you have another question related to any of this?
No.
Okay. Okay. Because they're not really showing me anything.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, they're just kind of stepping back a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know. So unless you have another question, I'm not sure I have anything else for you.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you. Really appreciate you reading for me.
You're very welcome. Have a nice evening.
And you, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Darlene in Ontario, Canada. Good evening, Darlene, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. What can I do for you this evening?
I would just like to know, just a few things. I've had quite a lot going on lately.
Okay.
One of them being with one of my dogs I had passed recently, so it's been hard on me. I've had him for 10 years, and I just want to know, I don't know if you can give me any insight on that, or I would like to know if I have any changes coming up anytime soon.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Okay. All right. I am so sorry about the passing of your fur baby. It's so hard when they go. We get so attached to them. We really do. So my heart goes out to you. Let me see what I can find out. I don't connect as easily to pets, but I might be able to talk to Spirit and find out information about your pet to see if there's anything that they can that they can find out. Is there something specific that you're looking for about your pet?
I just want to know that he's not alone. Something like that.
Okay. All right.
My biggest thing was he was attached at the hip to me, so it's
yeah,
hard to think that he'd be alone. And
sure. Well, Darlene, let me take just a minute here and tap in, and then I will be right back with you. Okay. So there's just going to be a little moment of silence as I do this.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Okay, Darlene. So Spirit is showing me your loving pet sitting there with a big smile on his face. It's funny because you said he's still attached. He was attached to you at the hip, and he's still there in spirit. He's still attached to you, still it's like he's so close to you that he literally is attached to your leg. It's like that's what they're showing me. Like literally he's still there in spirit. And he's very happy on the other side. He's doing well. What they're showing me is almost like, when dogs put their head down and they kind of look at you with those big eyes and like, okay, Mom, I know that you're hurting. I know that you're upset. And he's wanting you to know that he's good and he's happy and he's feeling so bad that you are hurting from his passing. And he just wants you to be happy. Of course. And, as humans, we have to grieve. And I'm not saying don't do that, but he's just wanting you to be happy and wanting you to know that he's right there by your side. And it's almost like he's doing circles around you and around your feet. Was he one of those dogs that you kind of tripped over a little bit because he was always underfoot?
Yep. That would be him.
Yep. So he's just showing me he's just like around and around and around your feet. And then he stops and he's like really, really close to you. He's almost like leaning into you. So, know that he's still
Is he
around.
alone or?
Oh, no. No, he's got family and loved ones on the other side. He's got some of your family members there, like watching over him, and they're like standing right there. I see a man in almost like he's almost got like farming clothing on. He's like overalls or something, and he's standing there. The dog is sitting at his side, and he's like petting his head, and so he's most definitely with loved ones on the other side.
Okay. That's amazing. Do you see like any changes coming up for me?
Let me see what they say. What I'm feeling right now is that I just want to sit back and take a big sigh, almost like a sigh of relief, like, okay, that part's finally done. Like where you can just sit back and reflect and go, wow, okay, I got through that. Didn't think I would. So what they're showing me right now is it's a time right now of good reflection of what is it that during this time you can look back on and go, oh, well, I learned this. Oh, and I definitely learned this. It could be things like looking at things from a different viewpoint is what they're showing me. Like how could you have looked at things differently? Or what was something that you thought, oh, I never thought it would turn out that particular way, right? Because there's always messages in the things that we go through. And sometimes until it's over and you're taking that big sigh of relief, you can't really see what it is that you were supposed to know, why things turned out the way they did. And so what they're showing me is like this is like a period for you to just go back and reflect on some of that stuff. You're probably not out of it yet. You're probably just on the cusp of like getting through that, where you can take that big sigh of relief. But they're showing me that there are changes on the horizon for you. One of the big things that they're showing me is a shift in your job, or something within the job itself. Maybe not shifting jobs, but there's a shift with what maybe you might be doing within that job. It feels like there's something coming with that. And so being ready for that, being prepared for that. I don't see it as bad. I'm sorry?
Is it a good shift or?
It is. It feels like it's a very positive shift. Okay. Yeah, it feels like it's a very positive shift. They just keep saying, be ready for it, be ready for it. So I don't know if it's one of these things that you've been hemming and hawing around with something for a while, and it's like when it comes around, it's going to be here fast and quick, and you may have to take action on it, right? So I think that's where that, be ready for it is coming from. There's also something coming around with relationships. So not only, this could be relationships with friends, right? There's some shifts coming around where some people may be maybe falling off from your friendship radar, or things may be shifting. And they're saying whatever happens or whatever comes through, just let it happen and know it's in your highest and best. Okay.
Okay.
And actually, Darlene, we're coming down to the last couple seconds of our show, so I'm going to have to wrap it up for this evening. But I want to thank you for calling in and hope it's been helpful for you.
Yes, it has. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a happy holiday.
You as well. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Well, that does it for me this evening, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please visit my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Reach out to me if you would love to have a personal one-on-one reading. I've got a couple more slots for December. You can also reach out to me for some gift certificates for those who are looking for a reading. Other than that, have a wonderful week, and I will see you again next Thursday.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D. We're only a few weeks away from Christmas, so it's all gearing up for Christmas. It's coming up in a few weeks ahead. So today, what we've got going on in the astrology. So we do have the new moon. It is going to be in Sagittarius on the 13th of December at 10:32 a.m. That is my time here in Sydney. So if you are on the other side of the world, it will be more the 12th. So with this new moon that's coming in, we've got some good, there are some good elements to this new moon. The only thing that I can say that would be negative is that we do have a square that's coming up to Neptune. But with that, I feel like it could be a bit about delusion or manipulation at play that comes up with that. But I also feel like this new moon is going to bring a lot of calming energy that's coming in. And I also feel like there is a funness, like letting your hair down, and you could even be feeling more motivated too. We do have a sextile with Mercury and Venus, which is going to be make things sort of smooth with communication with relationships and also maybe money or finances. And then we've also got a try with Mercury and Jupiter, which is going to luck with sort of communication. We might be thinking more positive thoughts as well with that. And we've got a try that's with Saturn. So it's going to help us out with any problems that's with relationships and finances that are coming up. And they will be there for the whole week, those elements too. There are some more elements too, like we do have ones with Uranus and Neptune, which is going to make things move more flow. But also what we've got going on, the big thing for this week, is that we do have a Mercury retrograde, which is happening on the 13th for me. So with that, Mercury retrograde can bring some chaotic energy that's coming around too. I also feel like it is in Capricorn as well, and it's going to move into Sagittarius. So with this Mercury, that's going to be in Capricorn, I do feel like always think of a plan B, always have different plans in place, because plans can be just not follow through or go ahead with Mercury retrogrades. It could be a little bit of chaotic energy because it is in a star sign where it's about it's about being organized and a lot of structure and having routine. So those things you might see be a bit of chaotic around those structures. It is about also just real financial institutions. So we could see something with money coming up here and sort of as things winding back. You might see things from the past come back. Sometimes you see people from the past. I tend to always see a person from my past in a Mercury retrograde. It would be someone I used to work with or someone I haven't seen in a long time or someone I used to know. I always see someone somehow always tends to come back in a Mercury retrograde for myself, which I find that element exciting, and I always feel like it's a fun thing. I'm always looking forward to see who am I going to meet or who am I going to see this time around. I want to say maybe try and hold back on the aggression, because I feel like people are going to be a bit of a stickler for rules. And if people see breaking the rules, I feel like that might cause a bit of frustration in the Mercury retrograde as well. It could be a bit of forgetfulness that comes up with this retrograde too. Could be like people people coming back. And people might just see like black or white. People might just think that it's this way or that way and no in between. So people might sort of be thinking along those lines. And it could be a sense of like wanting to follow the rules and just being what's told, but I just feel like it could be a bit of a chaotic energy that's coming up. And this will last up to 3 weeks, and it will go into Sagittarius too towards the end of the retrograde as well. So as always with Mercury retrograde, anything that needs signing, or anything that big plans, like I'm trying to plan a holiday for next year at the moment. I'm trying to do it before this retrograde. If not, I'll wait till afterwards, and then I will book it and plan it then, because I just feel like anything that's big that you plan through a retrograde can be a bit chaotic, and it may not work out as smoothly or as great. So I just feel like anything you need to sign, any big plans you need to make, do it before the retrograde. Otherwise it can be a bit funny. I didn't know before I knew about the Mercury retrograde, I actually signed a job contract. I was there for 8 years, but it was a bit of a hard 8 years that I was there for. And then I realized when I learned about it and I realized I'd signed in that in that period, I was like, oh, that explains a lot. But there were some good times that I had there, but it could be quite hard. But I met some great friends there too. So everything happens for a reason. I believe in that. I believe in destiny, that things always happen for a reason. So let's go to the caller. So we've got a Billy who's in New York. So hi, how can I help you today?
Well, hello. I was looking for guidance from animals that I have on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Is there anyone particularly you want to connect to, or you just want me to see who's around you?
Not anyone in particular.
Okay, let's have a look and bring someone in for you. Please bring in Billy's loved ones from the other side. Okay. I do have an old lady that's come in, and she has a back, something wrong with her back. She's saying my back, and she's sort of leaned over, and I just feel like she had some back issues. I am feeling grandmother, or like or she might not be like a grandmother, but she's just old, but she keeps referring to her back. And I do feel like she's a bit short as well. But I feel like she's always watching, like she'd always watch to see what you're doing you don't get past her. She's always watching this lady. Can you relate to this? I feel like I'm going on mother's side as well.
Okay. I don't know anyone with back issues. I don't recall, but that'll probably come to me later.
Okay. I want to say her hair is nice. It's like I'm seeing two things. Like I'm seeing my grandmother. So I'm just going off what my grandmother used to look like. That's why, but I did get into shortness. But I feel like her hair was kind of neat. Like I feel like this lady would always have neat hair, and I feel like that she would always have like a nice brooch, or like a nice jewelry like this. I feel like she liked nice things, and she would wear like nice things too, as well. I do feel like that she does live around the around that New York, or around that. I'm feeling around that part of America too. So she might be someone that you know. It can be someone like a neighbor or something that you know. Anyone can pop in if I just pick up who's around you. Okay. She's telling me that she's not stubborn, but she's flexible. But there's a sense of her watching. I feel like that she would like keep an eye out of what's happening on the street or what's happening in a neighborhood. She would, if something's going on, like she would be able to tell you what's going on. So I feel like she would be a bit nosy and keep an eye out as well.
Okay.
She's giving you a 4-leaf clover, and she's telling me like that you're lucky, or there's a luckiness about you as well. Okay. Your apartment is your apartment where you're living. Are you living in like an apartment, or one of those like little those houses that are like the terrace, the houses that are all close together, the stairs?
No, we live in our house.
Okay. Yep. So, like in the city?
In a small town.
In a small town. Okay. So I'm seeing the stairs up. She's showing me her house, and I just feel like there's stairs leading up in the house, and she's showing me it's her house. But her house has been, I feel like since she's passed, the house has been renovated where she is. because she's not happy because of her house is being changed. So then I was just thinking maybe where you're living could have been the old owner that's there. Too. As well. She's very.
I didn't know the old owner, but I know she passed away a few years ago. But that's interesting.
Oh, okay. Have you changed her house? Have you changed this house?
No. Wait, what?
Okay.
Have I changed my house?
Have you changed the house? Yeah, so since you've got the house, you've renovated, you've fixed it up, you've done something to it.
We've painted it. Yeah.
Okay. Because she likes everything what it was the old way, this lady. I have a feeling this is the lady who used to live at your house. That's what I feel like. Because she's like, she's got things everywhere. Got the fan going. It's very hot. Summer here. We're having a heat wave. Things flying around. So I feel like that's who I've got here. But she does like you. She does like you a lot. And she keeps on giving you a 4-leaf clover. So there's something about luck, or you're lucky, or luck's coming to you. And I just feel like that she does like you. I feel like she does like children as well. She's referring to babies, and I feel like she likes children. And I feel like she does want the house to be filled and hear children are running around the house. And I do feel like she likes dogs too with this lady. She's just there to I feel like she's just there because this is her house and it's where she likes to be. But I do feel like she likes you. There's something about the floor because she's, one of the floors making noises, or if you've got floorboards, but she's pressing on the floor and it's making a creaking noise. So I don't know if your house makes those noises or not, but she's showing me that if it does make those noises, I feel like it's just her walking around. She's trying very quietly at night, walk around, but I just feel like there's some noises that I feel like from the ground there, from the floor that's coming up. Any messages that's coming up your way? She's just getting excited for you for the times ahead with Christmas and the New Year. And she's happy that you're there. That's what I feel like. That's there. But yeah, she's just happy to be around you. So that's there. And she's just sitting there. She just wants to come through and say hi to you. But yeah. But thank you for calling in today. I'm sorry about that. That's all I had time for. And if I can call someone specifically in, but when someone says who just want to see who's around, anyone can come through. And so I do feel like that lady was the old lady that owned your house. But she just wants to come and say hi and know that she's there in your house with you. Not doing anything bad. But thank you for calling in today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's okay. Okay, everybody, thank you for tuning in for today's show. If you want to contact me for a reading, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties, same as my Facebook page, and my Instagram and TikTok is Lady D Psychic, and so my YouTube channel is Lady D or Danielle Psychic. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you next week. And if you're in Australia or Sydney, take care and stay out of the heat because it is a hot week's coming up, and even today is very hot. And tomorrow is going to be 40 degrees, so hot, very hot. So everyone, I hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. So bye for now.
And thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio now on Moonstruck TV. Enlightening television.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02.